right, I'm here with Kevin McPherson, our Hog Hoops basketball insider. And first things first, we actually have basketball coming up this week. Arkansas is hosting Mississippi Valley State on Wednesday. What are your expectations for that matchup?
Expectations are that Arkansas gets a season opening victory. For the second season in a row, Arkansas typically opens up well, and I expect nothing short of a win against Mississippi Valley State, Division One program, nonetheless. But difficult times with COVID. We've seen how that's affected football and other sports. We'll see if Arkansas is playing with a full deck. So far, so good. We haven't heard otherwise. There's a lot of newcomers on this team, Tara, but I think Arkansas, obviously should defend its home court at Bud Walton Arena. Really, I'm looking forward to seeing this team because newcomers, 9 of the 11 scholarship players that are healthy enough to play are newcomers to the program. They've never worn the Hog uniform, and you've got a mix of veterans, senior grad transfers. There's 3 of those. You had some sit-out transfers. 2 of those who'll be available to play as far as we know, and then 4 freshmen. So it's a good mix of talent and veteran players. I think this is obviously the biggest and tallest Arkansas team that we've seen in quite some time. It may be really also, when you look at it collectively, the most skilled team because the bigs are not only bigger, but they actually have some face-up skill. They're not just inside players. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Eric Musselman and the Razorback coaching staff is able to accomplish with this team on the offensive end, especially using different. We saw some of the 2-man game last year with Mason Jones and Isaiah Joe, the high activity with pick and roll and pick and pop and playing off screens. We'll see how that works with some capable bigs like Connor Vanover and Jalen Williams and Vance Jackson Jr., all that are 6'9", 6'10", and 7'3", respectively. So I really look for on the offensive end for Arkansas, even though they've got to replace a lot of production to be strong on that end of the floor. And then defensively, I think is where the big question mark is. This is one of the better perimeter teams in the country last year, defending the three, the top-rated three-point defense, field goal shooting defense in the country, top 10 in turnover margin. This team has the coaching staff has identified one of the weaknesses is lateral mobility. So we'll see how well this team defends only on the perimeter. You would think it would be better defending it in the paint and also rebounding. The worst rebounding team in the league last year. That's got to get better this year. It all starts Wednesday, like you said, against Mississippi Valley State. And I'll be keeping my eyes. The guys I'm looking for here, really keeping my eyes on are Justin Smith, the senior grad from Indiana, who's been the most consistent player since Arkansas began organized practices back in mid-July. Moses Moody, the freshman, kind of the centerpiece of that freshman class coming in. And then I'm looking at other guys like Desi Sills, just recently this past week picked second team preseason All SEC by the league coaches. JD Notae had 30 points in the red and white game recently, 24 in the second half as he went crazy from 3, 9 of 18. The list goes on. You're talking about newcomers that you're keeping an eye on because you don't know what to expect. And of course, another guy that I think is kind of my sleeper Razorback right now is Jalen Williams, the 6'10 freshman out of Fort Smith Northside. I think he brings a lot to the table. We may even see him in the starting lineup on Wednesday, Tara.
All right, Kevin, I know we're all looking forward to seeing that Arkansas team in action on Wednesday. Kevin McPherson, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.